Hello everyone, welcome to the Faith and Answers. Today we are going to talk about Joseph Smith. If you have heard of or know a little bit about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you have probably heard the name Joseph Smith. To the member of the church, Joseph Smith is revered as the first prophet and founder of the church, who was called by God to restore the same church that Jesus Christ founded when he was on the earth. But how did he become a prophet? Joseph Smith was born on December 23, 1805, Vermont, United States. The Smith family were farmers and devout Christians. They read the Bible as family and attend several churches, searching for one true church that fit their beliefs. Yet Joseph was confused by the conflicting teaching of all the different churches. He loved the Bible and teaching of Jesus, but all these things around him filled him questions. How could the different denominations all use the same Bible to teach such very different doctrines? So, at the age of 14, he began to actively search for the truth about God and which church he should join. One night, as Joseph was reading in the Bible, he came across James 1:5 in New Testament. It said, "If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God." After careful reflection, Joseph decided to do just that, ask God in prayer about which church he should join. He went some nearby wood the next morning, but when he knelt and prayed, something happened that brought change to the entire world. He had heavy visitation. He described it this way: I saw a pillar of light exactly over my head, above the brightness of the sun, which descended gradually until it fell upon me. When the light rested upon me, I saw two personages whose brightness and glory defy all description. Standing above me in the air, one of them spake unto me, calling me by name, and said, pointing to the other, "This is my beloved Son, hear him." He asked the Lord which church he should join, but the Lord instructed him not to join any of the churches because his true church wasn't on the earth anymore. A lot of precious doctrine had been lost over the time through the apostasy. Joseph was amazed to hear all of this at that time. He wanted to share his experience with his people around him, but when he did, he and his family began to persecute it. Some people from other faiths were angry and claimed that God did not speak people anymore, that he only spoke or called prophet in Bible times. Some people might have denied their experience rather than be hated or lied about by others. But Joseph later wrote, I had actually seen a light, and in the midst of the light I saw two personages, and they did in reality speak to me. And though I was hated and persecuted for saying that I had seen a vision, it was true. And while they were persecuting me, revealing me and speaking all manner of evil against me falsely for so saying, I was led to say in my heart, why persecute me for telling the truth? I have seen a vision, and who am I that I can withstand God? Or why does the world think to make me deny what I have seen? For I had seen a vision, I knew it, and I knew that God knew it, and I could not deny it, neither dare I do it. Joseph's first vision set in motion what the Apostle Peter referred to as restitution of all things which God had spoken. Jesus Christ would call Joseph to restore his true church to the earth, fulfilling his prophecy. Christ's true church needs to be a church with his authority, the authority he has given to his apostle when he was on the earth. They had used this priesthood authority to bless the people and preach his gospel throughout all nations. Over the time, this authority has been lost from the earth after a persecution and death of Christ's apostles. There was confusion among the saints that were left, as Amos has prophesied when he said that people would wander looking for spiritual truth but would not be able to find it. They did the best they could with what they knew and started to build churches based on their own knowledge. Many precious truths were lost or not included in the Bible. 3 years after the first vision, an angel visited Joseph and instructed him to unearth an ancient record hidden on nearby hill, which Joseph translated by the power of God. The ancient record was Book of Mormon, the another testament of Jesus Christ. The Book of Mormon contains an account of God's dealing with the ancient inhabitants of America. Later-day Saints believe that it is another witness of Jesus Christ along with the Bible. That means the Book of Mormon testifies of the same beautiful truth found in the Bible, expanding them at times and above all, strengthening our faith in Jesus Christ. After a span of time, the Lord sent Peter, James and John to restore his priesthood to Joseph Smith, which is the authority to act in the name of God to bless others. Then in 1830, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints was officially organized with priesthood authority, revelations, and a prophet to lead it and point the people to God. Latter-day Saints do not worship Joseph Smith. He was a prophet, fulfilling the same role as ancient prophet like Moses, Jeremiah, and Peter. Joseph was an instrument in God's hand to help restore his true church again on the earth. Joseph also received revelation from God, bringing back lost eternal truth, and he translated the Book of Mormon by the gift and power of God. Both the gift of prophecy and gift of interpretation of tongues are some of the many spiritual gifts can be bestowed on the faithful, as promised in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 7 to 12. Joseph Smith accomplished all of this while facing great persecution throughout his life. He was mocked, lied about, and like so many past prophets and apostles, died as martyr, dedicated and giving his life to bring back God's true church to the earth. Recently in Pune, India, a statue of Joseph Smith was unveiled in the World Peace Dome at MIT World Peace University.
To be clear, we do not worship Joseph Smith. He is not a deity, he is not a god. But we readily acknowledge that his continuing influence for good in the world, the revelations that he brought forth, his example of service and sacrifice, and his devotion and witness of the living God, we revere him as a prophet.
Joining the statue of 54 other religion leaders, scientists, and philosophers who helped to make this world a better place. Joseph Smith was the first in a line of modern-day prophets who was likewise received revelations and guidance from God for all his children. And even today, modern-day revelations continue to come from God through his prophet. So, was Joseph Smith really a prophet? You will find a lot of opposition and different opinion about him on the internet. Some hostile and other who have had their lives changed for the better through the work he has started. Often the things that matter the most to us and gives our life meaning can't be proven or measured. You will feel them in your heart, and they are just as real. So it was with Joseph. In order to know the truth about him for yourself, you can do the same as Joseph did. Ask of God. If you want to know whether the Book of Mormon is true, then ask God if it is true. He will answer you. And when you feel it is true, it changes everything. Because if you know the Book of Mormon is true through the Holy Ghost, you will also know that Joseph Smith was a real prophet chosen by God in the last days. If you would just rather casually learn more about the Latter-day Saints beliefs, that's cool too. Subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. And check out some of the videos to learn more. Thanks for watching. We will see you soon.